Welcome, welcome, welcome to this IVRL Season 1, Week 13, Friday night brawl here between Dark Matter and G-Man. I'm going to be your host, Etch, today, joined by my co-caster, Lampy28. Lampy, how are you doing?
Wonderful this evening. Wonderful. Excited to see these two legendary teams go at it. I mean, these are two teams that have been in the league and in the IVR community for so long now, and to see them battle it out once again. You know, G-Men being a team that took some time off and now coming back and making their huge comeback and doing it in some fashion. So it's great to see these two teams go at it again.
Absolutely. It's a late matchup tonight, but definitely excited to watch the action. I think it's going to be very fast-paced, and I think we're going to have a lot of close quarters. Let's go ahead and talk about the bans. So we've got from the home side, we've got bans of Abandoned and Downfall. And the away side, we've got Quarantine and Snow Peak. So basically, all of the long range has been taken out from the equation. And we've got small and mid-sized maps on the table. What are your predictions for the maps we're going to see?
Man, I mean, I've seen a lot of great plays. I mean, we've seen Dark Matter, we've seen G-Men play a lot, and for the people that have been around for a while, we know Dark Matter. Man, they are really good at Subway, and you can tell by the fact that they picked it first. So I'm excited to see the way this plays out. A lot of strategy, a lot of great communications between Dark Matter. Every time I've watched them or played against them, they're in constant talk. So you're always going to be able to hear strats coming out from these guys, especially in the caster's point of view. And, you know, G-Men are just that. They are so quick. The corner peaks, the snapshots, and the ability to hit those angles and hit those shots at such quickness. That's why I believe they took away that long range on them.
Yeah, G-Men have always been a very fast-paced team, and they're very good at it. I would predict a cargo pick from them. Honestly, it's on the table, and I know Dark Matter don't shy from that either. So I think we're gonna have a lot of action. It's gonna be a lot of quick fighting, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So our first map is gonna be Subway. So let's go ahead and put that up on the board. And we're gonna start off with that North Stairs OBJ. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty explosive to start. Dark Matter on offense, of course. G-Man on defense. Just from what I've seen from Dark Matter lately, I expect a south-heavy push. That's what I'm looking to see. And let's see how the G-Men counter to it, right? A lot of the pushes today are really north-heavy pushes. So we'll have to see if G-Men have a defense prepared for it, if the Dark Matter offense, kind of overwhelms it from the south. I don't know. We might start off with a cap. Who knows?
Yeah, it would North Stairs gives you that total question mark. There's no one way to play this, but there's a meta way to play it. And the meta way would be, guard north as much as possible and push north. So every now and then you get that south push or that platform push, and man, we should see how it goes here. It's gonna be fun, regardless.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. We've got all the teams, all the players in, and everybody's ready. Let's go ahead and take a look at that G-Men defensive setup that we're going to start off with. Looks like 2 hanging out in the south, 3 up here in the north. Jet going up to the North Stairs, throwing some utility, hanging out here. Watching for an early push. Smoke's coming in. More utility. Jet going to push further. That smoke might have just been a decoy.
Yeah, it really looks like Dark Matter's not pushing North Stairs quite yet. Maybe hold them back for a minute, seeing what the defense is going to do before they make that approach.
Let's switch over to take a look at the Dark Matter offense. Pushing from the south, like we were talking about. We've got Fino coming down the catwalk, 2 downstairs, and Ramen creeping up out of this mid-platform staircase. Very patient, very methodical. They've got the time. That early utility, I think, kind of, put some hesitation probably into G-Men's plans. Maybe they're coming north. Maybe it's going to be delayed. Who knows?
Yeah, throwing that utility in the north, you got to have some type of presence. You got to let the defense know that you're there or you're attempting it to draw their attention that way, regardless of which way you're going to technically go. Very good strategy there. It's pretty required because you don't want all focus on the platform. And defense is probably not going to do that regardless because otherwise, they're just going to think that it's a slow play or a quiet play on the north.
Yeah, for sure. And Zucchini right now is the most pushed up attacker. He's kind of looking for any movement, anything that he can identify here. There is a defender who's actually kind of behind him at this point. Gonna have to see if Zucchini identifies him. There might be a firefight coming there.
Yeah, and Will, Zucchini, and Ramen, Mad Outdoors have all made it to mid-platform here. Zucchini coming from the north stairways in the basement, really securing that basement area. Now they know that there's nobody in the basement. They're able to comfortably move around the staircases without anybody picking from them. Will has taken the tunnel.
I can definitely hear two talking by OBJ.
Right
I believe one's by
under
the vending
the
machine.
catwalk to ensure that no one's in there. Ramen's on mid-platform. Now, you got Nintendo and you have Brass guarding somewhat of the finish line to ensure that nobody will make it into the OBJ side. And that is going to be the next step for the offense to take care of here.
Yeah, Nintendo is really in between multiple attackers here as he finds one in Will. Now Zucchini knows someone's here.
Yeah, all lasers have pointed to that subway train now that Nintendo has taken shots.
Yep.
And that's the risk of an ambush spot, right? You're gonna be in the middle of everything, but you need to at least get one kill. Don't trade your life for nothing for an instance. In this game it's a 5v5. You want to ensure that you get at least one kill. If you get one kill, you did your job.
Zucchini finds that refrag off of that call out, which is great. Call out. It ends up being a 1-for-1, 4v4 now. Brass really is the one that has to come out and get one or two here, because if they lose Brass, there's a lot of pressure on the 3 up north.
Yeah, exactly. Brass is in that finish line, that last line of defense to make it into OBJ.
Yeah, and I think they've identified that this is going to be a south push, that it was a decoy north attack, and now the attention has to be in the south, and the man has kind of adjusted here to just kind of hold this corner here and just see if he can bait some shots maybe. Some rhythmic return fire, maybe some beats dropping.
Wow, what a shot by Zucchini.
Great smoke. Yeah, great smoke and a great shot there, and Brass gets none of them. 4v3, all 4 in the south. No defenders south of OBJ. This can be deadly right here. Zucchini's on OBJ. He's gonna go find 2.
Wow, pushing. And Jent's upstairs. Now they could cap. I don't know why he's going for the kills.
Oh man.
Zucchini just going total total murder, man.
I mean, Zucchini wanted that ace. 5-0. He couldn't let Ramen get that cap.
Hey, that's a stat line that you don't get very often. 5-0 on G-Men.
Oh yeah.
I'll take it, right? You make a point for your team and you go 5-0 on G-Men. Heck with that cap.
Yeah, that was
it's all about fanciness and finesse around here, right?
Yeah, round 1, Zucchini said, "You know what? I'm gonna just go get this win for the team. I don't care about the cap."
Kenny's like, "Will, were you even playing?"
Hey, Will shed some blood for him. Without Will getting that death, Zucchini wouldn't have had that first kill. Who knows? I thought Nintendo was gonna shoot Zucchini in the back, and he'd be 0-1 right now. But instead, Will took that death for him, and
that was very nice of her to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, it was all planned. All planned.
Very, very planned. Yeah.
So now we wait for the G-Men attack, and G-Men do like their shields, so we'll have to see if they bring one out. This is a perfect OBJ for it, and let's see what comes out of that. I mean, it'll be a very different attack from what Dark Matter just did. It'd be the complete opposite.
It would be, yeah. Be very, I would imagine a north push attack here from G-Men, especially if they go shield. I think, is it Zach? I think Zach goes shield, doesn't he?
It's usually the man, and Zach's usually the shooter.
Oh, the man, Zach. That's right. Zach's the guy behind.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
I faced these guys, and they've done that to us, and it's very fun and enjoyable as a caster and as the audience to watch the shield, especially with IVRL now allowing the shield to come into play again, not allowing you to shoot while you're holding the shield. So to even shoot a pistol or a rifle, you have to set the shield completely down on the ground or put it on your back. Any other time, it is illegal to shoot while you're shooting.
I didn't bring the
Saw a molly lit, so hopefully that does come into play. Do love seeing a good molly.
Utility coming out, Gent pushing up. Takes out.
Molly on the stairway too.
Yeah, takes out the C4 though. And no contest from Dark Matter for the North Stairs.
One C4 disabled north.
They've let them take it.
And the man does have the shield in the north, so. Molly on the stairs. We've seen Dark Matter do this before. Molly on the stairs, extra C4s, multiple combination, just completely taking away that staircase.
Oh, you shot that easy C4 already? Yeah.
Nintendo finding Ramen in looks like all the way in the south of the mid platform.
Yeah, the man's about 10 steps away from the molly, so he's in good condition right now.
Does disable that C4.
One just popped out. At the top of the stairs. He's behind the Coke machine on the left. Coke machine out.
And molly is lit, so that.
Now it's lit. That was a great.
Molly's detonated. We're good.
It's a great grenade. Takes a C4, and the C4 detonates the Molotov. Buys him a couple extra seconds there. Yeah, looks like
and the
Matt
Jets is
fell
right.
off.
There's a very client side of the molly. We experienced that recently in a scrim where part of us on the team thought the molly was out, and running through it, they were they caught on fire, basically.
Guy on the right in my spot. On the right in my spot.
Hey, the man, come back up a little bit. Zach's open.
Back up.
There you go.
No good.
All right, go down.
Right spot, my spot, defensive spot, behind the wall. He's still hidden.
They've identified Fino. This is tough. This is real tough for Dark Matter because they've got to come here with a Hail Mary at this point. They've almost given up the OBJ spot.
Yeah, really, Fino is the only one guarding it. I mean, Matt outdoors. Even if Fino goes down, it's hard for Matt to push past that corner because it's just going to be heavily guarded. And the fact that you can cap on the corner, where Matt cannot see, is very it's detrimental to the defense. I've seen guys prop up the shield on the corner, protect themselves while they even cap. So it's a very tough position here.
Yeah, one on the right side.
And they're calling out Matt, and they're calling out Will. Right now, I mean, no one's watching the OBJ, and Zach is making sure that they can't watch the OBJ. It is pressure city here as more go down in the south, and the south is weak. They're getting pushed from both sides. Matt's going to come swing out. It doesn't matter. That's all across the board.
5-man up offensive push there. And I mean, that was the best play after your platform guys have gone down. Will was down there for a minute, then Zucchini went down, or was killed, I should say, and Will was actually just down. Leaving the 2 on OBJ is the only defensive, and 5 up, no call-outs were made. I mean, at that point, just go out and die. Lose the round. Only go down 1 instead of 2,
Yep. It was the best thing they could do, and neither team, I mean, 2 strong offensive attacks, and neither team actually gets a cap out of it. I thought both teams, you know, maybe have had a chance to get a cap there. So we're going to switch gears and get to the south objective. This is a fun one. Knowing these teams, I'd expect some aggressive defense out of here. I thought, you know, we saw pretty passive defenses so far. I think this is the one that we'll see more aggression.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a little more open. There's a little different pathways you can take, and allows more opportunities.
Right.
North stairs, the previous one, there's 2 hallways for the most part. I mean,
Exactly.
if you break it down, you know, to a minimalized situation, there's 2 real hallways to go through, and you do have the entire mid-platform to work through, but it's not as guarded as heavily as the north hallway is.
For sure. Let's go ahead and
C4 and sit at the entrance of 6 alley.
hop in with the G-men as they set up their defense.
Booga, booga, booga.
Booga, 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 say the G-men. A war cry.
Yes. Spawn in audio of all teams is the greatest thing, I'll tell you.
Pre-firing. I didn't see anybody.
Dark Matter does get the longer away spawn. They do not get quick spawn on this one, allowing the defense to set up more in the upper part of Subway here. Getting closer to Chinatown, Sex Shop Alley, able to spread out comfortably. And as they have that, they even back up a little bit, it seems, on the defense.
Yeah,
Not really
they've actually
pushing their luck.
stayed pretty contained, except for Brass to Mouth, who kind of pushed up closer to Chinatown. But the rest have really stayed contained. Will is coming up that back entrance
Service
there.
tunnel?
Yeah, service tunnel
Service
entrance
tunnel?
there.
I
There you
don't
go.
know.
That's the
It's
word.
called so many different things. It's called so many different things. I mean, somebody is right, somebody is wrong.
Oh, Zucchini just spots Brass there, but can't get the shots in time. Now he's coming for the hunt. But Gent's there to watch, to protect him. Gent also falls off, and Zucchini second too late there.
And Will. Zucchini backed off. I was gonna say, Will peek this corner and find Zucchini and open, but she does not, due to the fact that Zucchini backed off.
Meanwhile, it looks like we did have a kill in the south, and there is another attacker who's trying to attack that south staircase. We'll have to see if they can fare any better. But Will has made her way out of there, and Zuck's shots, I mean, kind of kept her safe there at least, because Brass had to fall back. But we'll see how they attack this together. The Jet is watching, and Jet peeks at the wrong time as Zucchini flies and finds that kill that time.
Minus one confirmed.
Brass Mouth looking for that refrag.
Great!
Wow, what a grenade.
Just cross.
Great utility by Brass to Mouth there. But quickly, Zucchini getting that refrag, or the revive on Will.
Yeah, that was a great frag, and Zucchini, I mean, had the timing been a little different, that could have been a double kill, and Brass could be coming here to clean up, but he is not.
Dude, I did that last night in my match, I swear. I don't know what it is.
It's
You get a quick.
There it is.
C4 a little early.
I'm coming.
Help me.
Sometimes the tracking, I mean, you're talking VR with your VR headset. You know, you got tracking in the front where, like, basically where eyes would be. Unless you're using, you know, what is it, the Vive and those, they have tracking stations. But if you're using the Quest 2, you know, you have only tracking on your headset. So if your controllers get too far behind you or above you, sometimes your tracking sensors don't pick them up. And if you're holding utility, it just drops or goes the opposite way. So you have to be very cautious to that aspect. Brass him out in a great position, but taken down by Zucchini. Will and Zoo working together here, taking down Sex Shop Alley, moving really close to OBJ.
That's a
That's a
great
great
flash. Finds 2, but that smoke saving Zucchini's life for now. How much longer is it going to hold? It is still not holding.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. Double kill. Zucchini could go for the cap here. Another flash.
Oh,
And
man.
you can tell by Zucchini's feet that he was flashed because he was still
He
just
was.
trying to blindly push into that corner. And the man coming through. Mad Outdoors last man up, taking down Mad Outdoors taking down the man.
Jet is watching, and Jet peeks at the wrong time as Zucchini flies. That was a pretty awesome push there, and finish there. I mean, Zucchini and Will, you know, that tag team really pushed that west. And Matt, I mean, I didn't even catch it, but Matt came up, you know, as Zucchini got that third to last kill. Matt swings the corner, finds that second to last kill, and then gets a refrag onto that last defender. That was a great final attack by Dark Matter.
It was good teamwork. I mean, the fact that Zucchini was just hiding there in the smoke, and wasn't found, and then, you know, sound cues. I mean, the sound cues in the VR are really, really well as far as gunshots. Like, you can, you know, have your eyes closed and you know exactly where the gunshots are coming from, and basically pre-fire that exact spot. And that's somewhat what Zucchini did there to get that shot through the smoke.
Yeah, for sure. And that smoke saved his life. I mean, they got a flash, got a kill onto Brass, pushed up. That smoke was there, and then a great flash from, I think it was Zach, which got Will, but Zucchini stayed alive and, you know, was able to get those kills. Without that smoke, Zucchini wouldn't have been able to get the next 2 kills and, you know, eventually letting Matt clutch.
That was a great flash. They were both done. Zucchini and Will were both done in that alleyway for the most part. Like you said, the smoke saved their life. But that's the benefit of pushing, you know, more than one person at a time. You know, you have your entry and your support per se. You know, one person goes down, you know, the support's supposed to back that entry up. And in that aspect, it wasn't really that, but there was 2 people there to counterattack.
If you're offering, if you want to throw your life away, at least be useful with it.
So, let's jump in as a rowdy Dark Matter. Sort out what they're going to do. Someone is sacrificing their life, it sounds like. We'll have to see who it is. Maybe nobody.
And as we mentioned, Dark Matter always with the comms. There is no quiet moment on that team.
Ever.
Again, not the quick spawn, so the ability to set themselves up and not get in a gunfight too early. As Gent, Zucchini, and Brass do push up to the north alleyway through Chinatown here. Very tight defense here. Not wanting that cap.
Yeah, very tight defense with 3 around the OBJ. We'll have to go take a look at that. Standing, lying down, and prone. Look at this combination right here.
Yeah. And a very good strategy here from the G-Men is take over Chinatown. That's one big portion of the map on this OBJ that you want to have control of. You want to check every nook and cranny, every corner for this part of the map on this OBJ to ensure that your teammates are not getting flanked or there's no ambush position happening.
Brass and Gent, some tag team work here. Man is also coming out here, and they're trying to push a little bit further. But they don't know that the man is there, but Gent does call it out good. That could have been a team kill.
Yeah. I gotta think that, you know, Dark Matter is really worried about this OBJ. Like, to be so stacked on OBJ and allow G-Men to have so much of the map. I don't know. Maybe Dark Matter's trying to throw, you know, a little curveball in there. I've never seen Dark Matter play this conservative.
Well, I think it's a very angles-oriented defense. As long as our angles don't get smoked out here, they should be able to get the drop on attackers and just trim their numbers down before they get close. Because even though they're, you know, tight, like Ramen's angle is pretty long, you know, and all this utility is being used, and none of it's affecting them at all right now.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like one good flash in the middle or one good
Oh,
frag
yeah.
in the middle could down 2 or 3 of them, you know?
For sure.
But again, like you said, there's a lot of utility being used prior to getting to OBJ. No shield, as Dark Matter would expected there. The
Oh,
shield
and
takes away
Ramen
points.
drops the angle at just the time that he shouldn't have. As the jet swings and finds that kill, and now the box starts to shrink, but more angles turn this way. Down goes
Phenom
one.
in that spot, right behind OBJ. It's becoming quite popular in many different maps now to play right behind the objective, because it's just not a spot that you look very often.
Oh, great frag is gonna get Nintendo. They don't know it though.
Wasn't frag to confirm. And Brad jumping across, getting a 2-piece lined up, and that's the danger of stacking up right there. Is, you know, you being so close together that bullets could get to all of you, same as utility. And Zach moving up here so quietly, low to the ground, looking for anybody that could be near OBJ on this side. Matt Outdoors nicely tucked in behind that wall.
Yeah, Matt is very tucked. He's holding a very tight angle, giving Zach pretty much that corner. Letting him push further up, but I think Matt's going to have this one. He's aimed.
Yeah, Zach's going to think he's got nothing but free rope here.
That poor body. Now a 2v1. Yeah, I mean, they held that east side despite that like lined up double kill there. You know, I mean, that was very unfortunate. They did their job. That brunt of that attack was from the east, and they were able to hold it off.
Yeah, that tight defense scared me for a minute, but it's paying off here so far.
Go follow along with the man who's going to follow in Zach's footsteps. I don't think he knows where Matt is. We'll see if he can fare any better.
I don't think you could really pick that spot out. I mean, gunshots were so far away from compared to where he was.
Oh, he's looking at that body. He's calculating. He's trying to figure out where Matt could be.
And that's next level strategy there for you guys out there that are starting. You know, you see a dead body, and you gotta picture where it's located and where it could have been killed from. How did my buddy die from there? Was it just a quick peek near OBJ? You know, bad trade. But again, Matt Outdoors being so quiet here. All he has to do is stay there and not make a single sound. And this is either going to be a trade or a win. Basically, it'll be a win regardless because Zucchini's still up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the man coming out of this alive. He runs across, and Matt finds the kill.
Very good ambush spot there from Matt Outdoors. And Zucchini Zhang running away with it. 9 kills on his side, man. Wow.
9 and 2. Yeah, Ramen and Will's yet to get on the board here.
Yeah, a couple goose eggs there. Poor Ramen.
Poor Ramen. Yeah, that last round, I mean, he had a great angle. He drops it, says, I want to switch. Gets killed from that angle, you know. Just unfortunate onward timing.
And we want to appreciate some of the recent people in here. Esco following, tonight, and Biggie Smalls VR 404 onward. Appreciate you guys. Biggie Smalls VR with the subscribe tonight, so very much appreciative on our side of things there. And 404, thank you for the cheered 15 bits there. We appreciate y'all following, being in the chat. Too Old Game, Care Bear Love, Nako, Shirtworth, Mixie, a lot of good people in here. Phonic does all of our music here for the IVRL custom music. If you haven't heard it, man, you need to. Some amazing stuff.
Absolutely, and if you want to support IVRL, go ahead and give us a sub. We recently unlocked those. We're working on fun stuff for subscribers to be able to do on stream and more things in the pipeline. But if you do want to support us, support the casters, or be a caster, drop us a sub and shoot us a note. We're always looking for more talent. Never have too many
Absolutely.
casters.
No. We just need more main casters. And coast.
Absolutely. We'll take anything.
You should be able to hear
We'll
him.
just
running
take people that want to be on camera.
Exactly. You want to talk? You want to
off. Okay, well, I'm gonna do
buy
it
some
for
cameras?
6
You want to be on stream? Just talk. Talk to us.
All right, Chinatown OBJ with the quick spawn in the south. So a lot of things are going to happen here in the south approach. Are the shots going to come out before Toss gets 2 of them?
Found one.
Just missing that, but you see those 2 dead bodies there. The gent gonna come up, try to clean this up. Ramen's trying to hold that angle though. Hold him up, gets the kill. They could get those 2 reses now. The man has to challenge it. He tosses a flash, gets a bunch.
Hold the angle.
Wow.
Two dead.
Woo.
Two dead.
That was
All
dangerous.
that for a 1v2 trade, basically. So Dark Matter risked 1 guy to take down 2 of G-Men's.
I mean, a better flash, and the man could have just wiped the entire team there. He could have wiped the entire team.
And that's the caster 2020 perspective, man.
Right?
You're in headset and everything's going on. Bullets are, whizzing past your head. A lot is going on in your headset. A lot of real life stuff. Ramen has smoke grenades coming out of who knows where. He just threw 4 of them from a dead body.
Yeah,
on
he
the
found a
ground.
couple in his shoes, took one from his hat.
And flash out, great flash. Gonna get Zucchini and Ramen from Nintendo.
Let's go
Gonna
back
slow
here.
down that aggression.
Lieutenant putting some shots in that smoke. Will does find one on this side. The pinch is coming, 2 from each side. You and Will here, Zucchini
One right
and
inside the side
Ramen,
alley,
the other
inside
side.
The
Yep.
courtyard.
Brag,
Grass.
a little too high.
Smoke's that clear. We got full visibility. Everybody looking for a shot. Nintendo going down. Brass needs to go out and dive, but she goes right on OBJ, and that's exactly what he needed. Not get capped on.
Yeah, he did his best there.
Yeah.
But hey, that round was really all about that early push there from the gent and the man, and could have gone the other way if those downs weren't downs or the flash flew a little differently, but small margins.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. Sorry, someone dropped on Dark Matter there. Just hopefully they weren't exiting the lobby thinking it was over. But it's the only one. But on that OBJ and that quick spawn, being casters and players that we've played and seen a lot, we see a lot of people push that corner so heavily and so hard.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Because I think everybody's at this level of the game and in this ranking of the league, these players are ready for that, right? I mean, so is it worth it to push and peek that corner even? I know you want to try to get that early kill and a squad wipe or a great C4, but it just doesn't seem to come out that, I don't know. Is the benefit worth the risk on that spot?
Well, I think it's a sort of probabilities and plays game. You've got a dozen plays, and you might expect it, you might not expect it, And
Right.
I think maybe you do it last game, maybe you don't do it this game. Who knows? And yeah, perhaps the odds there aren't. Maybe they're 40-60, where 40% you're going to succeed and get 2 kills, and 60% you're going to get 0 kills. But, like, if your defense feels that, hey, look, we can hold this with 4 people,
Play over there.
then, go ahead and take that risk, right?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I think you got to have somebody at least contest it, be
Right.
there. Kind of like a North Stairs attack, where maybe you throw a utility, hey, I'm here. Just let it be known.
Right.
But to
Right.
actually peek the corner, 2 of you, that's where it gets, I believe, a little riskier, right?
They actually get the downstairs spawn, and Ramen quickly finds one of them pushing outside and decides to just fall back, run away, save his life.
Yeah, and exactly what we were talking about is what Matt Outdoors did on that same spot. He threw a flash over towards the south stairs just to slow him down, and then he dropped the C4 here right on the corner of south stairs
Right.
and overpass alley or whoever wants to call it. What was it that you called it earlier? Not overpass, not horseshoe, but you
Catwalk?
called it
Catwalk?
catwalk. See, many different call-outs. Nothing is set in stone. It depends what you and your team want it to be and what you respond to it as.
Right. We got Brass peeking out of here. Will is going to spot him, but they're going to get into a quick trade there. Brass still alive. Probably going to get confirmed.
Yeah,
Yep.
the infamous cry of being down.
The man trying to push out a little bit. Fighting here with Ramen. And the other two attackers pushing that south stairs. Yet to really get out of there. They won't really face much opposition till later. The man is the one here who's close to action. Just jiggling this corner, trying to bait some shots, keep him busy.
The other two are approaching south stairs, and nothing much happening on south stairs. But Matt Outdoors does have that trash can, alleyway protected. And he does have the C4 on the corner. We'll see how this plays out here. But Zach and Nintendo pushing up slowly. And Matt, nobody hearing them, so they are clearly coming up here very undetected. And it won't be too long before Matt hears these footsteps, unless they do that and slow themselves down.
Yeah, for sure. Nintendo is slowly kind of creeping his way up. They've been very stealthy so far from the south. They've been almost absolutely quiet. Nintendo has made a couple here now, but they've tried.
Yeah.
And Matt has fallen off as well, so might not have been heard.
And on my camera, you can see the C4 on this garage door right by Nintendo.
Right.
And it looks like he has spotted it out. It's going to give all the audio Matt needs.
Three v3. We've got angles on east, west, and north. Zucchini really the defender looking north from a long angle onto that cap spot. Definitely the man, just really trying to take any attention off of the south. But no one's there to contest him.
No, he has free range to move up, honestly. Now that the C4 has been disabled, really focus has been towards that side. I mean, Zucchini's got a line on that north alley.
Right.
But, nothing compared to where the man's at. The man takes this slow enough if the opposite end can, if Zach and Nintendo can cause some distraction, they could definitely, the man can definitely move in for, possible pick or even smoke cap.
Yeah, some good utility is really what he needs at this point. Matt, 2 flashes not landing where he wants him. But Zach gonna find the pick, and now just 2 remaining. The east is now opened up. Who's gonna be covering that? I think Fino is gonna swing to cover that probably.
The man here doing some kind of land seahorse maneuver. Doesn't want to quite lay down. It's all tracking in the headset. If you're not low enough to the ground, your avatar doesn't think you are, and it can't decide whether it's crawling or on its knees or what. So it's got all these movements in it, and you don't realize that in VR itself. So Phenom and Zook here really holding this down. 3v2.
It's been unfortunate for Nintendo and Zach. All of their smokes have just landed in poor people's balconies today.
It was the same with utility for Matt Outdoors throwing it towards the man. Everything was too high or too short.
Yeah.
And the man finds Phenom, Ram here, all down to Zucchini.
Yeah, Nintendo, he does
smoke.
get Nintendo. It's a great smoke. And now he's got to get utility out. He finds Zach. He's down Nintendo already once, but the man right there at the cap spot gonna find Zucchini.
Yep. And that was that slow progression from the man that allowed that to happen. Just slowly inching forward, let everybody else do the work, draw the attention, and make the picks as they come. Not getting too aggressive, not trying to push it too hard. Great first map there.
For sure. G-Man clawing some points back, and you know, with our format, every single point matters. And you know, if they had lost 5-1, that puts a lot of pressure on you on map 2. 5-2, a little better. Get to 5-3, even better. I mean, hey, if you pull a comeback, you know, that's fantastic. But even if you don't, just getting those couple points puts you in a much better position for map 2.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, as Etch was saying here, in the IVRL, there's only 2 maps, right? So you got home picks a map. This was Dark Matter's map, and they won their map. So, you know, good. You know, I was gonna say, like, good for them, good on them. But as G-men, right? As G-men, you want to get every point you can for your opponent's map, because you're going into your map pick the next round, and every point matters. So even though Dark Matter wins map 1, G-men, you know, need to win map 2, but they need to win it by more than they lost in map 1 to take the maps overall. Every point matters as far as the ranking system goes as well. So if you are lower in the rankings, you know, you want to, you know, keep that score as tight as possible so you can gain more ranking points. And the same if you're higher in the ranking, you don't want to lose and go down in SRS points too much.
Right, absolutely. We're going to switch over to the middle platform, OBJ. Go ahead and just fly by, drop some cameras for us to check out later.
Really looks like Dark Matter's going to take all 5 downstairs.
Interesting push. I wonder if they'll split coming out from the service tunnel and from the basement. We'll have to see. Zucchini will leading the way here through the generator room.
And with sounds on subway, even you know, like the man up here on mid platform can hear all these footsteps below him. So
The Gent is gonna swing out here, try to find some kills, finds one, but
One there. Didn't
Will
get him.
can't get the
Tapped him.
refrag. He's gonna toss some utility, a little too short.
I'm flashed. I'm flashed.
Oh, it actually does catch Will. A second one comes in, and it's gonna
oh
find
wow, what a grenade.
double. Ooh wee. Fantastic utility play here. He's got to confirm both bodies, and he does. Gets 3 kills. And that might be the highlight reel play that wins G-Men this round here.
And the Gent calling out his own highlights.
Yep.
I don't think you're allowed to do that, so that will
Yeah.
not be clipped.
Go ahead and check out Vino and Matt here. They're back at spawn. They're second guessing their choices. Let's not go that way, they said.
Life is not as it seems in the tunnels.
It is not. It is not. You have to be born for the tunnels. Sometimes you conquer the tunnels, sometimes they conquer you.
Exactly. And still 4 minutes left. I mean, the map is not that big where they still have a lot of time to, you know, decide which route they want to take, what's going to be best for them.
So they're going to be coming out of this north downstairs. Nobody really challenging them here. If anybody's looking this way, probably the man. But I don't think he's looking... I think he's looking south. If anything, yeah, it looks like he's looking south. Then it would be Nintendo in his spot. Similar spot from that first round. I don't know if they'll expect it. Very old school spot. That's the only line of defense from the north, initially at least.
Yeah. And I myself, like, I feel like the north is a very tough approach on this one due to the fact that you're just so bottlenecked. Like, there's only, you know, what, 20 foot per se of, you know, area that you can actually come out of. Like, you're just so
Right.
bottlenecked in that zone that you have a whole football field looking into a field goal size area. And as Jen finds Matt outdoors in that bottleneck.
That's number 4 for Jet. Can he find the 5th and make it an ace? He's looking this way. He's now the first line of defense on the north. But Fino is going to say, you know what? Let me not go there.
Yeah, rightfully so, as Fino moving to a different spot.
Yeah, yeah. Stretching his fingers, getting ready, getting that trigger finger ready. I'm gonna follow along with Fino and see where he takes us. Looks like he's gonna take us down the catwalk, horseshoe, tunnel, overpass. Insert name here.
So many names, right?
The gent calls him out. Let's see what he does. He's on a high right now. He's willing to take some risk. He might be the line of defense against Fino. He might get this pick. Fino's gonna go north instead.
Sitting here next to Jen, he's like, I kind of want an ace, but everybody else not shoot. He didn't say that. That's what he's thinking, though.
He's absolutely what he's thinking. Zucchini got an ace. He's gotta get one. You know. Nintendo's gonna get him though. Nintendo.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
Wow.
Fino's saying nice and tucked in. Wow. And slow peak of death. Nintendo, great angle there. Great positioning.
Fantastic angle.
Once
Jet made that call out, Nintendo made that little rotation, and that paid off. And yeah, like we were saying, that early 3-piece, flash, frag, all of that really paid off. And that started with what you said before. The man making the call out that they're coming from the south underneath. That let Jet to rotate underneath and find those picks. So audio making a huge difference there.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm torn about on this map. Like, I yell at Mono all the time, like, fix things, right? Because Mono needs to fix things. He breaks things all the time. That's just his nature. Let's hear from the chat. Is Subway audio broken? Like, should we be able to hear between floors? I mean, it's solid concrete floors. Like, in real life, you wouldn't be able to hear somebody, just taking footsteps below you or above you. So I know we're so used to it by now that we could sit at mid-platform and know if somebody's going, overpass or horseshoe, catwalk, whatever you want to call it, or if they're in the basement tunnels. So is that good for us? I don't know. Should it be hidden? Like right there, we're able to sit on mid-platform and hear the push coming and then be able to rotate in the basement to ensure that. So that gets me torn. I mean, I'm to the point now, like, if I'm on defense, I want to hear that, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm pushing an offense, I'm like, I hope they don't hear me. They shouldn't be able to hear me. So,
Yeah, I agree with you. I do wish that, we didn't have that. And there have been different patches, different versions of the game where the audio has sometimes been, more pass-through floors and objects, some less so. But then you've also got the counter side of it where sometimes it's harder to hear people who are right next to you, which is, we've never had the perfect formula, it seems.
Right. There are some maps that, like, people could be walking right next to and you don't hear them.
Right, exactly. So I think there's a balance there. You've got to make sure that
Yep.
you don't hear them through floors, but you can hear them when they're next to you.
Yeah. I mean, basically, Mono broke the maps, and he needs to fix them. Zach and Nintendo pushing through north again through that bottleneck that we talked about earlier. And as they mentioned, they're going to chill for a minute and not try to push through this too early.
Ooh, 4.5G.
What a C4 by Mad Outdoors.
Ooh, I'm trying to switch over there.
And Jen going down to this, not the basement, not the same spot, but going down to that C4 from Mad Outdoors.
The man gonna come try to avenge the Jet here.
And there's so many ways to play like these, we call step up stairs or service stairs or whatever you want to call them. You're coming up through a bottleneck, but utility is a must, whether it's a flash or a frag. Usually C4 is hidden there. but Matt Outdoors takes that back, the back angle approach, that long angle approach there. Nobody coming through. The man just throwing a little smoke, just kind of being a nuisance and rotated out.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pressure point. We saw that earlier from him when he was kind of doing that on the north side of that OBJ. He's really there to poke and prod and put some pressure. I think the primary attack is going to come from the north here. And, I think Ramen is an exposed target for them to pick off because they have no idea this north attack is coming. It's just going to be a matter of whether he adapts or not.
Yep. Man, the game is so full of unknowns. In VR, in this game, you're seeing player tags, you're seeing lasers, and in game, you're not seeing that. In the caster's view, we can see everything. We're given all the information, but as a player in the game, you're the controller. Your hands move the gun. Your trigger finger, shoots the gun. So depending on how stable your hands are, how shaky you are, it's so immersive, and bullets whizzing past your head. The VR headset giving you that surround sound audio where the shots are coming from your right, shots are coming from your left. There's no other feeling like it right now in a video game per se.
Yeah, absolutely. Bino does find another coming out of that catwalk in a mirrored location to Ramen. It's really down to this north attack, and Zucchini is defending it. But, they can pick off Ramen before that happens. The man can then rotate to that weak spot. Ramen gonna rotate in, gonna get taken out by the Zach.
Yeah, Zucchini had that angle, but couldn't quite see it from his
back out and I'll
from
back
his
out with you.
position. He is on the subway train, but couldn't see Nintendo and Zach as they picked off Ramen on his rotation.
Zach with a little pat on the back, talking about how nice that shot was. It was a nice shot. I'll have to give it to him. The man creeping up here. I think it looks like Nintendo and Zach are actually going to rotate off of that, which is probably smart. They've made a hole. If they come through catwalk and come down that north side, I think that would be a pretty strong approach. Because Fino has taken his attention a little bit off of that as well, I think. He's looking north. They've kind of created a little hole in that defense.
Yes, they have. And Zucchini's just holding tight. He knows there's guys coming from the north, and he's holding tight on that angle, which they're not there any longer.
Yeah.
And again, the man, the land seahorse approach here, doesn't want to fully commit to being prone, but getting taken down by Fino.
Yeah, it's a tough angle. There's not much he could have done. I think, let's see, could he have spotted him from here? He should have been able to spot him from here, but it is definitely not an expected spot, so tough to push out of that. It's now just to that duo coming out of catwalk with a minute left. Actually, looks like they split off. Nintendo pushing from downstairs. Time is the killer here. Time is the tight factor. Toss some smokes. Swap over to that side. Maybe catch Fino off guard, because he's got to defend two sides.
Smoke's upstairs.
It does make it out. Nintendo makes it out. And he's on objective.
Maintenance, it might be
Zucchini's not looking this way.
Oh my goodness, what a grenade. Wow, that was a cap. That was a map cap right there.
Oh my god.
Good job, guys. Good job.
What?
Wow,
How?
that just saved. That just saved the entire map right there, because that was 2 points for G-Men to bring them to a map win. That grenade just saved the map.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what just happened. So first off, how did Nintendo get there is my first question. And number two, with like 15 seconds left, Fino just must have hurt him? wow, just amazing. That could have been a win. That could have been 5-4 G-Men winning if not for that grenade.
Yes. And the fact that, we can't pick up every audio, so there could have been a teammate that saw somebody map cap, or somebody made it close to
well,
OBJ,
the thing was, Zucchini didn't see him. Zucchini was still looking north, and Zucchini at the end, it was even saying, he was like, how did he get there? So I'm assuming Fino heard him walking up there, because Fino was, right here in front of that south platform stair. So I think he must have heard him. I think he must have heard him running up there. I think the time pushed Nintendo to speed up when he could have slowed down a little bit. Oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah. That was, oh man, I just can't get over the fact that, one down grenade just saved them from that match right there.
Right?
With 4 still up. I mean, everything added together. Impressive.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about that. And we're going to be jumping into Bazaar next. What do you think we're going to see out of this map here?
Well, did you turn the night vision off from...
I did, yes.
Okay, good, because I didn't, and everything is super sun bright on my end, so that's awesome. But yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of surprising for me to feel like G-Men picked this. I would have thought G-Men would have picked like a Suburbia or something, or I don't know. I guess I can't really tell. Haven't seen much of G-Men on Bazaar.
G-Men historically have really liked Bazaar, and I think it's very it fits their play style because you can really go from cover to cover, and they're very good on the on the comms. They're very adaptive, right? And you can take a single spot and look at 4 different ways. Like you've got a window on this side, you've got a window on this side, window on this side, and depending on what's happening, they kind of mold themselves to do that, which really pays off on this map. And the second part I think that works out for both these teams actually is a lot of those ambush flanks, and I think both teams like to do them. And we'll have to see if those pay off. Like hold a 4-man defense, send one guy out into kind of a mid pushed out spot, and go get some kills, right?
Yeah. And I haven't seen. I mean, is it just me? I haven't seen much of aggressive, aggression, like aggressive, crazy flanks. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's been aggressive in that sense for sure. I think it's been a lot of technical aggression of forward positions or long angles. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I honestly think due to the fact, Subway, it's smaller, it's got tight quarters, but you can still throw some aggressive flanks in there. I think due to the fact that both teams, they have been around for a long time and they know each other very well. I think the mutual respect of both teams is like,
oh yeah,
we cannot get too aggressive because they will get us on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Bazaar is going to give that option because there's just so much more room to hide and to run that we may see a little more aggression on that side. But I think on Subway that, due to the fact that both teams knew each other so well and respected each other so well, they knew they couldn't pull that kind of stuff off.
Yeah, that's for sure. And both these teams do, they're aggressive and they mirror each other in a lot of ways. And I think that's got to go into this map pick as well. And I really was expecting a cargo, but
yeah,
with the way that
our Suburbia,
right, with the way that map 1 went, I think G-Men were like, hey, look, let's not take them to a super close quarters map where we'll have to, it could go either way. It might be a close game, whereas this, they might feel more comfortable in it and say, okay, let's go be dominant on Bazaar.
Yep. Man, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Matter taking their map 5-3, really close. And so Bazaar could really go either way here.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to start off with that West Mini Mart objective. Let's go ahead and take a look at that defensive setup from Dark Matter. Looks like they've got 2 kind of going as that West Courtyard. two hanging out by OBJ, one in the north. A very, you know, not a very pushed out defense. Pretty tucked in. No ambush flanks. Nothing too crazy. Just some angles and some solid sound coverage.
Yeah, and offense really just got pushed up to where the tank OBJ would be and just sat kind of what we call Broadway, you know, this main middle street. And that's a lot of times where the action starts. So you got to cross this wide open plain, and, you know, 4 of the members held still while Brass the Mouth did push across.
Yeah, and they're just holding some angles right now, just trying to see, you know, if there's any aggression. I mean, look at this diamond of the star of of lasers aligning in that middle road there. Because they're probably expecting what I was talking about earlier. You know, they're probably thinking about how pushed out Dark Matter is going to get, especially on the first round. You know, you don't know. You're gonna have to feel them out.
Yeah, and Brass being more of the aggressor on the team, you know, it's not uncommon for him to be up front or on those flanks.
Jet and Zucchini trading shots. Nobody landing though. They're both just exchanging shots. The man also putting some shots down towards Will. Gent, though, is going to find Esco. Zucchini and Brass looking to exchange shots. Brass gets him. Ramen coming in for the hunt. Ramen in the backside of Brass. Ramen going to fly in and find Brass.
Nice one.
Bring it to 4v3. The Jet very close to OBJ. Ramen going to find the man. Oh, man. The Jet does get that refrag. They're very close. Will has to hold this. Matt has to come help her. If Will goes down, this is very dangerous for Matt.
Yeah,
but he's
Will in
pretty
a good
close now.
position on OBJ, but, you know, those boxes are penetrable and the pallets are penetrable, so you do have to be cautious of getting pre-fired. Will gonna turn around now that Jen has gotten back to the mini market area, and like you said, Matt has to watch that front side. Cannot allow anybody to get in that building for a cap.
And the man does get picked up by Nintendo, so it's now 4v2. This is tight. I mean, Will just doesn't want to give the cap at this point, but any risk here, and it's dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yes, it is. And Will's got to watch multiple angles. Got to watch the front, the back, and the side, because you can get in the side room here, you know, that little porch area behind OBJ. So you cannot allow anybody to come that way anyway. And Gent moving slowly towards OBJ here. And I believe Will's here in Nintendo running Blue Room, but Gent is actually right behind him. Does not see each other, and Will does come victorious.
And we're in a 2v2, Matt, with the frag to confirm. How? Wow. Was he outside? I didn't even catch that. He must have been outside, huh? Yeah, he was outside.
Yeah, he stepped outside, it looked like, and tossed it up and over. Bounced off the side wall there.
And we're in a 2v2 just like that, and Dark Matter might pull this round back. They might just get it. Will hears both of them. Will knows where both of them are.
Yeah, and you'll see, like, in her character, you'll see her bouncing back and forth like crazy because all these footsteps, you can hear them in your headset, and it's just constant rotations of, I have no idea what side they're coming from, and you don't know how quiet they're going to be. Like, the man right now is getting prone, so he's not giving off any audio cues, and everything in the mini market there is penetrable, so, you know, pre-fire, anything can come out. But he's going to try to make this creepy crawl sneak attack here, not give off any audio cues. Nintendo does find her on OBJ, leaving the backside open. No audio cues from Nintendo, I believe, because otherwise I believe the man would have come up and possibly try to cap. And Matt Outdoors is not even watching this, maybe thinking there's only one left. Man could cap right now.
Yeah, Matt's now swinging on the backside to try to defend it. Matt and the man running around. Matt looking for the man, but they just pass each other.
Goodness.
Oh my God. Matt got to come on the backside. He's going to find the man. Now 1v1. 50 seconds on the clock. Nintendo, oh my God, does find the kill. pulling that round back for G-Man. Oh my goodness.
Wow. And that's one good thing about being on the offense on that objective. There's so many angles to cover that if you know there's only one defender left, that you can just hold an angle. And if you got time, they have to rotate because they can't see everything from one side. So they're going to rotate if they're smart, and you should be able to pick one of them off there. Just happened last night in a match for us, against Raptors. It came down to this OBJ. I was last one up. And I was last one up against a 1v2 and picked one and then just had to wait for the other one to move around because there's just so many angles and spots to cap from. They got to rotate. And, that it's an offensive advantage on that one.
Yeah, for sure. It's one that you can kind of make them rotate with the 2v4 to bring that to a 1v1 was pretty amazing for them there.
It was.
In the positions they were in. Matt getting that kill onto Zach, which probably saved Will's life to start with, right? And then Will getting the first pick, Matt with the ring around the rosy. I mean, that was a very intense ending there.
It was. And Will did a pretty good job on OBJ. They're hiding behind the box. There's only so much you can do with all the noises coming around from you. I mean, side to side.
I'm gonna do breathing exercises like I did in that Blackwatch game at the start because my heart rate's going a little high.
Got it.
Breathe in for 4. Can I get a click on the mic?
G-Men discussing some breathing exercises to bring their heart rates down, and that is important. I mean, if you've got the adrenaline rush of an intense game and you're not keeping your composure, it's going to throw you off your game really fast.
Yes, it will. And again, offense held up right before this whole Broadway open road cross here. It is the dangerous one that you have to get across. And the great thing about this game is there's not the repetitious, consistent, exact spawns every time, right? So when you're spawning in and you're defending part of the objective, you don't know exactly where the offense is going to start at. There's multiple spots, 2 spots that they can start at. So strategies do have to, go on the fly a little bit. You have to say, hey, if they get this one, we need to be here. If they get this spawn, they need to be there. And that's what makes this game go so great is the fact that you don't really know what you're getting yourself into.
Right. As we did a little flyby of the defense, we've got the Jen in the north, Zach looking south, the man looking east from Minimart, and Brass Nintendo here on the east side of OBJ, defending any push from both the south as well as from the market. Just a pause in the attack still as they just wait and see what to expect. Not sure how much aggression to anticipate, probably. Holding some lines, being patient.
I'm gonna go up on top of bar.
I like Zach's little setup
Right,
here he's
so
got
can you
going
push
on. He's
up
looking
to
through
us?
the window, but then also has his tablet propped up on the windowsill so he can see exactly what his teammates are doing. And if one of them gets killed and the dot goes away, you can kind of give yourself that, that visual look of where they, who went down and where they could have got killed from.
Yeah, or if you get bored, need some entertainment, you've always got the tablet on the
Right.
side.
Yeah. Pulled some YouTube, look up
Exactly.
IVRL, watch some
Yep.
past matches.
Precisely. Brass finds Ramen pushing through. Will is next up on the hit list, probably. Zucchini pushing up before that, and they're going to actually trade. Not sure if
Lost you in this
Will
courtyard.
knows that. Probably not. Nintendo's still there, so it's by no means safe yet, that region. So even if she
Yep.
doesn't know, caution is
And the
worth
more,
it.
yeah, the more experience you get in the game, the more you'll realize the difference between offensive and defensive guns. And in trade scenarios like that is where you hear both of the weapons on each side fire at once, and then there's no confirmation or no extended shots, like they both end at the same time. You can usually guess that it's a trade, and you'll hear a lot of people realize that, oh, no shots, it must have been a trade. And that's kind of where you get that that instinct from, you know, just experience in the game, understanding what the offensive guns sound like and the defensive guns.
Yeah, Will and Nintendo gonna be exchanging and getting close to each other soon. Meanwhile, we've got 2 in the south, Esco and Matt. Get some utility out. We'll have to see if they can get enough utility to make a difference. That combination of smoke might be enough to block the man's lines, and Zach for that matter, potentially.
Oh, Nintendo's gonna find Will. Oh, right past her. And finds her in the back.
Wow, look at that hitbox. What the heck? Look at that hitbox.
G-Men chopping down Dark Matter's attacks here, quickly going to a 4v2.
4v1 as Matt gets taken out just up to Esco, who's also going to get taken out by the man.
Point.
G-Men gonna take a 2nd point on their map pick.
Yeah, and this is the advantage of picking the map that you chose. You know, especially if it goes in the way of, there's 2 bans apiece in the IVRL, as we discussed earlier in the beginning. You know, the home gets the ban 2, the offense or the defense, or the Volk gets the ban 2. So, you know, you're hoping that, you know, you still have a strong map opportunity after those 2 bans, and you want to see yourself win your map. As Dark Matter won the first map, that was their pick, Subway. They took it 5-3. Now you're seeing G-Men take their most, you know, most lucrative map, the one they feel the strongest about, taking a 2-0 lead here so far, bringing total score tied up now 5-5. So back down to a clean slate here. It is tied up 5-5 total score.
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, with that map pick we were talking about before, I mean, you know, you might have a couple maps that you're very confident on, and you say, I'm going to pick the best, the one that gives me the best matchup, right? It's not just about what I feel good in. And I think going to Bazaar might have been a really good choice for them, and might be the difference between them winning this match and not. I mean, it's quite early to say that still. But if they can really go 5-1 or 5-2 and get a win here, they'd win the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's. I mean, Bazaar's been one of them maps. It's a DPI map. It's been around forever. It hasn't changed that much over time. So Dark Matter has plenty of, you know, skill sets on it. They know how to play it. But as you can tell, the G-Men are on point. They've got these angles figured out. They got routes figured out. You know, it's also based on how often you've been playing it lately, and if you're fresh on it. Because even though you know a map very well as a team, if you haven't played it much in scrims or practices, you know, you're going to be a little rusty on it. Be a little rusty on your pathways.
Another one goes down for Dark Matter as they're looking at a 4-2. They still have Esco here holding this long angle. He's looking for the Jet. Does find the Jet. They now know he's there. Nintendo's going to be probably looking. Nintendo calls it out. Looking for the kill next soon. It's a dangerous spot to beat with 2 defenders up. He can't cross. He can't push. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, the Esco spot is really telling the offense, like, look, good luck crossing this road, right?
Right.
But you're exposed. Now everybody knows you're there, and you got to tell yourself in game, like, they're gonna find a way to come get me now because they know I'm here. So I better find as many kills as I can before they pounce on me. And that's what you're seeing Zach do right now. He's pushing around all the way through the backside of Esco. Gonna try to come from behind him and shoot him. Esco taking a kind of an off-meta location, using, I think, the darkness of the container to kind of conceal himself, making it hard to see him against that dark red and black container.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an interesting spot. I mean, there were several interesting spots. I mean, I think 3 or 4 of dark matter. If we look at just the map, you know, 2 debts pushed across north of OBJ. Definitely very very different than what we've seen so far, and they've needed that, right? They wanted to switch things up, down 2 rounds here, recognizing the need for something that'll get some points on the board. Zach's just holding for any further push or flank, playing it very patiently. Nintendo hasn't moved either in case Esco rotates, and meanwhile we've got the man pushing this out. If the man gets this pick onto Ramen, right, that's going to be the catalyst for everything to kind of fall apart, because then Esco is trapped. He goes west, he dies. He goes east, he dies. He goes south, he dies.
Yep.
It's all about this pick here.
And that's where I just was before you mentioned it. I was like, man, we got an arrow down in the southeast here, and jumping over here, watching the man doing a crazy flank, and nobody really noticing anything happening back here. So much attention on that cross that the man can literally just get up all the way up until this building here. Hopefully not spotted by Ramen for his sake. And the man slowly taking his time, clearing this south out, ensuring that nobody else is back here with him, because all these little tin shacks that you see in the south, you know, they are penetrable. So, man looking down on OBJ, seeing if he can see anybody inside OBJ building, memorizing the code, getting ready for that push. Now, Ramen is in a great position to guard anything on this cross. A little bit of a meta spot, but also tucked into the darkness of the corner. So, and now's the time for the man to either see him or not see him.
Oh, and Ramen looks the other way. Is he gonna turn around in time? He has turned back. The man is looking though. Man sees it. Man takes a shot. Let's go switch to Esco. See what he chooses to. He's gonna run back south, and gets taken out by Nintendo.
And that's all it took, right? It took a kill on OBJ for the last man to run out of his hiding spot and be taken down. 3-0 here, G-Men.
Yeah, G-Men are really putting the points on the board, and Dark Matter have to find themselves 3 points. If they don't find themselves 3 points, they're losing this match.
Yes.
And after such a good map 1, I mean, that's got to be rough. They've got to, winning the map would be great, but get some points on the board, That's what they need.
It's all about points.
That's what they need.
It's all about points.
It's in hand. It's not lost yet, but the next round, it really starts to get critical, because you go down 4-0, it's like, man, we got to claw for a defense, an offense, a defense, and an off. I mean, that's rough, right? At least now you can lose a round. You can still try to get 2 more, but we'll see. I mean, if we get Key out right after this, Cap is completely in the picture, right?
Yeah, I mean, Dark Matter going on the offense now, which kind of throws another challenge into their situation, because Volk always has that extra opportunity to win in that advantage. Coming down to an offensive push now.
Don't make me send out
they have to hold this one, or they have to win this one, I mean.
Yeah. I think this is a pivotal round for Dark Matter here, as they get the opposite spawn on the west side. I think they got a hint. Maybe they saw somebody. Maybe they saw Esco peek up that balcony.
And defense staying tied, 2 on OBJ, 1 right next to OBJ building, and another one watching the west cross as one pushes to the east. Kind of giving a straight line across, all the way over across this main road. Zucchini finding the first kill on Jen on Red Truck. Zach finding Ramen. 4v4.
We'll hang out upstairs. Not really going to see anything.
There's one west side coyote.
Brass spots out. Will calls her out. Taking shots next at Zucchini. A lot of moving parts here. Trying to just cover a lot of these angles.
Hey, Brass. Here's a flash. In case they come from the front. Oh, fuck it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and Esco in a great position, but also a very meta open position for that blue room peak. If there was somebody in that blue room, they would be able to see him on the second story. But as he mentioned to his teammates, let me know when you're ready to push. I have an excellent angle to throw smoke, and you know he does if he can aim that right through there.
Shooting at?
They're still trying to ID some of these spots. I don't think they haven't gotten much. They're trying to figure out what Matt's shooting at. I don't know if he knows himself.
That's Will's commentary. What are you even shooting at?
I mean,
Everything.
Look, if you've got that box mag, you just kind of want to shoot sometimes, you know?
Just dump it. You got like, you know, what, 750 rounds? You know, you got 3 mags.
Is that really right? No way.
It's 200 or 250. It's 200 or 250. Now the PKM has 250, right?
I guess it could be 200. I guess it could be 200. You might be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drum mags are 100. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's either 200 or 250. I can't remember now. I don't play support that often. The PKM, I think the PKM has 250 and the 249 has 200. I don't know. Somebody will tell me in chat I'm right or wrong. But regardless, you get 3 of them. Zucchini and Zach about to run into each other here.
Yeah, Zucchini just missed Zach crossing. Zucchini gonna swing, and they're gonna trade. Wow, that was a very, very close trade.
Trade word.
Trade word.
3v3. Man, I really haven't... I was expecting some major brass-to-mouth flanks here. I mean, Brass is a known aggressive flanker, and I haven't seen it from him today.
Yeah, they've been very, very tight. Very intense and tight. Nintendo, though, has rotated and looking kind of southeast. He's not really going to run into anybody. Because it does look like the remaining attackers are going to rotate around and try to push from that west side. That's probably the right move. They can go far west and really get to the southwest. They're going to
smoke here on Broadway. Trying to block some visibility from the main windows. They need to get across. I mean,
pretty good smoke so far. They've got to get one deep, which Will doesn't, but even then, she's going to make it across. Gets across to the dumpster.
Need it.
yeah, if she can get a clear line in this back courtyard without being seen, you know, your opportunities start to open up a little bit more for some picks, some rotations, and even a possibility of a cap. Matt Outdoors really pushing up.
Finds a
Finding
man.
that kill on the man.
Woohoo. Just
putting that aggression out there.
They find Nintendo now just up to Brass. Matt, here's the shots. Brass going to find Esco. Matt run again. Matt trying to go for the cap.
Matt's capping.
He's about to get the cap. Brass is not going to rotate back in time and give up the cap. Oh, my goodness.
That is one breath back into Dark Matter that they absolutely needed on this map.
They needed that.
I mean, just look at the setup. You know, 3 of them held back there on that side of the road, that side of Broadway, whatever you want to call that stretch of road there. You know, Kiad, they held back down to the last 2 minutes or so, and then smoked across and put the pressure on.
Yeah, they had a lot of smokes to really push across, and nobody was really watching, right? I think that was key. Nobody was watching that west cross, and they had 2 defenders on OBJ taken out. That was just a quick... Matt just went the right direction. He could have gone the other way and been dead, and Brass would be in a 1v1, but he did it, you know? That really just brought them back. They're 1 point away from tying this whole match, 2 from taking a win here. That's all they need, 2 points to win.
And that cross is so hard to protect and guard. I mean, because for you to be able to see anything that happen across this road, you really have to expose yourself. And, you know, from one angle or another, and it's just so hard to protect that cross. You almost gotta let them get across to fight them sometimes,
Right.
fairly, you know. Otherwise, you're really going to be in a gunfight. You know, all the windows are known, all the little alleyways between the buildings are very well known at this stage in the game, at this ranking system. Yeah, you know, these guys, they know where you can peek from. So it's tough. That is a tough OBJ to guard.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to be switching up over to Kiat. Just like we were talking about. Just like we were talking about. I think, I wonder if these teams are taking timeout because of this recent development. Let's see.
It's been a little while now.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Reset.
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Well, we'll sit here and wait till they come back. But man, one cap brings Dark Matter back here. One failed cap loses the map for G-Men. That's been it. That's been the 2 rounds that have shaped this match.
Yeah, and Matt Outdoors to be the one capping too. You know,
Yeah.
He's kind of like the brass the mouth of G-Men
he's
on
fast.
Dark Matter. You know, he's fast, but he's usually the aggressor, the flanker.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you usually catch him like in an off-meta, weird angle corner spot. You're like, well, how did he get over there? You know, like, where did he come from? You know, he's that same guy. And for him to get up there on that and put that, I mean, that was a 3-4 second cap, man. That was a good cap under pressure.
Yeah, no doubt. It was pretty fast.
He's in second building.
So along with Brass here is I think he's going to be pushing up front on this push from the west.
A very heavily guarded west approach, which happens to be the same spot they spawn on. So, you know, gonna see how this plays out here.
Brass finds one. Ramen quickly finds second. Zucchini looking for the shots onto Brass. He does get them. Zucchini finds a second. 4v2. Great
Wow,
kills.
Dark Matter. Yeah, they guessed right or they've watched footage on these guys and knowing that they make west approaches. I don't know. Because they lined that up perfectly. They pushed to the west just in time.
Yeah, they had 3 in the west, and they were just waiting. And more utility flies in. That's 2 frags now. I wonder what the idea there is. Maybe to catch anybody crossing, a little couple Hail Mary frags, or just announce your presence. Like, hey, we know where you are.
Or rather,
I think we got a. How many did we get? Any kills?
I think got at least one.
The man with a good guess. We got at least 1 kill, I think. I hope.
I was on Will and Zucchini arguing back and forth.
Ah, okay. It's a daily occurrence, I'm sure.
All right, I'm gonna head
Oh, yes.
northeast.
Will yelling at her dogs at the same time.
Also probably a daily occurrence.
Yes. That's the great thing about VR, man. I mean, you know, if you want to get down low on the ground in VR in this game, you want to prone, lay down, as we call it, prone, or crouch down, you have to do it in real life, you know? And, you know, the comms are global, so anything you do, say, happens around you inside your real life home, it's going through the communication of your headset, and, you know, everybody around you can hear you do that. So if you got a barking dog or a yelling kid or a sibling or, you know, a wife yelling at you to do the dishes or something, you know, everybody around you is going to be hearing that. So it's just so much immersion, you know. I mean, I just love the game. I love the reality of it.
We also got to talk about the puppy stabilizer. You know, you've got that. If you got a stock and you've got a puppy, and if it's, you know, if your dog is willing to comply, I mean, it's a mobile bipod. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to check out Matt Outdoors here and his C4 placement that he's got going on. got a beautiful C4 here.
I mean, it's like a counter here. You know, he's a salesman. You come up to the door, you ask him what you want, he gives you a C4 in your face.
Yep, it's like old time, you know, grandma putting a pie on the windowsill, you know, just cooling off in the wind there.
Exactly.
Come
He's
and
really putting the namesake to Bazaar and you know, really selling the goods here.
Yep. And the slow approach by the offense, you know, they're down 2v4 here. It's a very capable objective. You know, you just got to find the weakness in the defense. You know, you got to find the location that they're not, get a couple picks, and I mean, it's still very capable for them to win this. And that's the great thing about Kiat.
Yeah, they had some good comms early to kind of just say, okay, let's pinch north and south, and oh, the man just misses Zucchini. Zucchini knows where he is now.
Them shots are going to turn direction. You know, it's opposite direction of actually Zach, so kind of helps Zach a little bit.
Right.
That the man did shoot.
Yeah, and Raman's going to kind of circle back and collapse in and look at the north. No, the man does have to give up that whole approach. He can't continue that. And it looks like he's going to be entering Matt's goods and services here. Entering that store soon. We'll see if there's something there.
The pies are spicy.
Exactly. We'll see if he's a customer or if he's going to be the one doing the delivery.
And Zach just really drawn a lot of attention from his courtyard. I mean, the man is, so Zach could push up.
Yeah, Zach just taking it prone.
And again, this is the person in real life really laying down on their carpet or their hardwood floor and using their joysticks to move forward. So.
Oh, but Will has the angle. Not gonna let him even get close there. It's all up to the man.
And this is where you just hunker down. You know, if you got a good kill count, one left, you just tell everybody, look, get next to OBJ. 20 seconds left. 3-3.
Dark Matter take that round with 4 alive. Wow.
This puts it as a tie game here.
This is a tie game at worst. Unless G-Men pull off a cap and get to 6. But
yep. Well, G-Men are going to go on defense. So they have to win the defense, right? And they get 4 and then go back and cap.
Yep. Yeah.
That's their way to victory.
They could. They very well could. But, I mean, talk about how much life that cap gave to this Dark Matter team. You know, down 3-0 and 2 rounds. You know, 1 with a cap and 1 just dominant. On an objective that is Marsoc heavy, right? That is not a defensive objective.
No, it's not.
Very, very impressive comeback there from Dark Matter, and just slight things for G-Men. I mean, just very, very slight things that have changed the course of this match.
That's what this game is all about, honestly. I mean, you know, milliseconds can change things. You know, the simplest mistake in this game can change the outcome greatly.
Right.
You know, as we call it, onward timing. You could be watching one angle, you know, for 4 minutes, and you're like, let me turn around and check this for just 3 seconds, and that's when that guy ran across. And then it's over. You know, so this game's full of, you know, onward timings, you know, bad timings, good timings, however you want to put it.
Right.
I mean, absolutely love the game. 3-3, man. They don't get no closer than this.
It is close, that's for sure. We're gonna get the East spawn for Dark Matter.
Just not you.
Anybody want to smoke? Anybody want to smoke?
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. It's not very nice.
Cigarette.
Some very aggressive language from Dark Matter.
Of course.
As is expected. Well, let's follow along still. They're not gonna scare us away.
No.
I'm gonna peek right side tank and watch that fucking hallway.
Very heavy defense on Kiat. 4 guys in the building of Kiat here. They are saying no caps are happening. Only one outside of the actual building, and he is at the closest possible position to the building there is. So,
I mean, they're leaving a lot of real estate open, but they know how important this round is. This is a very important round here. Lose this round, you lose the match.
Yep.
That's what's at stake.
And then that comes into question, though. Like, do you hunker down so much that you give away so much real estate that, you know, they can make picks on you? I mean, you have to win the round. I know you don't want to give up a cap, but you have to win it. So, it's just that, how do you play it? Do you play it conservative like they are and not let them get close? Or do you spread it out and not let them, you know, get set up?
We'll have to see. I mean, I think it depends on how confident you are on your defense. I mean, how do you feel about playing tight? How do you feel about playing far? And maybe this is the switch up they need, you know? They're letting them take that east. Nintendo's in a firefight with those Zucchini and Ramen in the east. Brass put some shots out. Smoke does come out. This is the danger, right, when you play so tight. Can you cover everything when your cover lines are blocked?
There's an open front entrance. I mean, honestly, like, you know, you get one of these guys, Zach or someone, like, and just like that, there's... I mean, Brass had to rotate, but that's all it takes on this objective. There's 6 rooms to cap from.
Brass finds a second and Will in the back. More smokes are now coming out. Brass really holding off that east, though. He's been doing work.
Yep. Yes, he has. But you get too many smokes up there, and it's like, it doesn't matter how many you got on objective, you know? That's the scary thing of this one. Brass going down to Zucchini. Zucchini taking shots from Gent.
We dead. One outside of South Bunker.
All down to 1.
Yeah, Gent finds 2 there, getting the refrag and a pick. Now it's a 3v1, and they've really pulled it back.
Those shots.
Yeah, Matt gonna take some shots, rotate west. That tight defense paying off. They held through that smoke, you know, and that was the hardest part. They held through that smoke. A little panic, but not enough to kill their defense.
Just make sure we have eyes on the cross-up objective.
And there's the Mad Outdoors I know. The flanker, the rotation.
Yeah, he sings a little tune to himself.
Off,
yeah, he sings a little tune to himself, and he's off to get some picks now. If he pulls it off, I mean, this is the win. You know, this would be 3 points on the shoulders of Matt, but I don't underestimate him at all.
No. And if there's an objective that can be done, like, this could be it. Because you could think, I got 3 or 4 guys up. We're all in Kion. And you would think everybody's got every angle covered. But there's some way that someone can make it through Market or off one of the side buildings and crawl right up and not really realize it. Like, if you look right now, you know, you could see my camera. Someone could crawl right up along this front of this and not be seen.
Yeah, I think it's really up to the man who's watching the cross towards the OBJ. Yeah. But, you know, it is tough. I think the route for Matt is he's got to get the pick onto Gent, who is kind of playing a little bit of flexor. If he gets that pick, he's now condensing it down to the man in Nintendo who's got front and back, right? And they're not super exposed. So then he's got to approach one way, pick one of them, you know? And then it's panic mode for the last defender, and you pick him off.
Yeah.
So with the minute 40, it's tough. He's really got to get this pick on Gent in the next 20 seconds. But Gent is still peaking. He isn't staying static, so it's there.
Yeah, and, you know, Gent is on Volk, right? They're on defense, so they're black uniform, and black running through that lighted building is just an eyesore. You know, your human eye is going to see that even if you're not looking for it, right? Off the corner to your eye or you know, regardless of where it's at, you're just going to catch that. But he's moving around so much that he's not really sitting still at certain windows. So you're going to see him. If you take shots and miss, you're hurting because everybody's going to be able to find you.
Yeah, 50 seconds now left. That pick hasn't happened still. He's looking at that window now. See Jen, he looks and gets that pick.
Got Jen.
The first one.
30
Now what's the
seconds,
adjustment?
beep is about to go off. Nintendo trying to make that rotation.
Matt's actually gonna walk a smoke up, try to use that as cover. He's got 2, so he can really cover some distance with it and not be noticed, but the lasers are dialing in.
Oh, man.
They still haven't caught the
they gotta
moving
realize
smoke.
The smoke's getting closer. They gotta realize the smoke's getting closer, right? That's gonna say.
He wouldn't have made it anyway.
Matt took his C4 store and turned it into like a traveling salesman. You know, he was carrying that smoke.
I
Trying to
mean,
sell that smoke.
you gotta try. I mean, you gotta have a plan, and you just gotta go with it, you know?
Yep.
You just never know what's gonna work. So, no harm really done. I mean, 1v3 there. The odds were not in his favor by any means.
Yeah.
You know, you got the 1 pick, which was great. Threw out some smoke. But it's still a tough approach. I mean, you got 35 seconds left. If he would have done that pick at like a minute and a half, things would have been a lot different.
Exactly.
But 30 seconds, they're like, all right, he's got to come from that way. Just guard the front. He's got nowhere else to go in that time.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, what are scenarios we're playing out here, right? So it's 8-6 right now, score. A tie is completely in play. You know, if Dark Matter don't score a point, it's a tie. If G-Men
8-7.
8-7. You're right. Sorry, 8-7. If G-Men get another point, it's a tie. If G-Men get 2 points, they win.
Correct.
Dark Matter get a point, they win. So this round right here has 3 possible outcomes for us.
Yes. Yep. Lose, win, tie. I mean,
everything is here. Everything is on the line here.
Something is happening.
Something is happening after this round. Yeah, something's happening.
So literally, this is pretty much the last round of the match for
it's match point.
For the outcome. For the outcome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So even if Dark Matter wins, it's still their match. So,
yeah.
Or their match. With the choke. This is it.
This is it.
Southeast Courtyard. I love this one. I love this. Oh, wow. What a pickup P.
Yeah,
that
early
hurts.
shots. That's a tough shot. That very few times you'll see the attacker win.
Ooh. I was back there on the offense. I didn't realize she crossed the road right here. I thought she was behind that broken wall.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You know, that would have been a better rotation.
Yep.
So I was like, man, they shot at her at that broken wall, because that's something that's commonly played right there. You know, come back here, be behind that broken wall.
Huge early pick there. Gent now looking for the pick onto Zucchini, but not gonna get it. Zucchini swings and finds that pick. 4v4, all evened up.
Yep. And Brass making his approach here, right next to Blue Room. Nobody in that close.
The guy got confirmed.
What is it? The refrigerator room, I guess you want to call it, souvenir room. Which, if he can get in there, he can start, determining where people are located and get some picks possibly.
Yeah, Zucchini gonna be watching this long angle by that truck, and Brass gonna be working that closer angle. So, gonna be unchallenged for now, but he's gonna fall back.
Smoke's coming out from the south on OBJ, or near OBJ buildings, trying to block those windows. Matt Outdoors has backed up the south where Will originally would have been, so that could throw off the defense a little bit. They could have, the offense a little bit. They could have be thinking that, hey, we picked that person on the cross. The south should be pretty open. Very powerful spot by Matt Outdoors there. Watching a great angle all the way across here.
Yeah, and Zach is still holding that line. Maybe maybe he caught that cross. I'm not sure if he did, but he's holding that line, trying to prevent that from happening.
Zucchini rushing in quickly here. May find Brass and the pre-fire not getting him. Brass moving up to the different building there, moving around to the staircase. What a powerful approach that's going to be. Gonna find. Oh, just missed Zucchini. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh,
Oh my
I've never
goodness.
seen Brass miss a shot like that before.
He's gonna be kicking himself on that one.
Yes.
Ramen's pushing up to a forward spot. He's in a firefight with Nintendo. Nintendo probably doesn't know that he's pushed up this far.
You know, the bad thing about Brass's push there is he was kind of alone. The rest of his team was halfway across the map yet, you know?
Yep.
Little bit of disconnect there. And will Matt Outdoors find the man here? And they are shooting at each other.
Got fucked by the hitbox. I'm alive though. There's a guy southeast still there.
Yeah, Mono fix it. It's again Mono fix it scenario.
Hitboxes kill, hitboxes save.
Yep.
How it goes. But yeah, Matt now known. They know where Zucchini is. Meanwhile, Ramen and Nintendo. Ramen gets the better of that fight.
4v2, 4v1.
Wow. This is it. This is it. It's all up to Zach. He's got to pull out a Hail Mary to get this tie.
Or revive man.
Could get a revive. He's got 2 minutes. It's going to be
he's gonna go for it.
tight. He's got to just run, which is what he's doing.
Oh, and the fact that's nice
Ramen.
shot.
Whew.
Oh,
Man's
good
call
out
outs.
by the man. Yes. Yeah. Very good call out. You're so good.
3v2. 3v2. Very, very alive still. Very alive still.
Yep. And not only did he get the revive, but they got a kill out of that, which really flipped it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it went from a 4v1 to a 3v2 very quickly there, making it, you know, that much more doable.
I think they've got to try to work the north or get to the east. I mean, they've got the time right now to do it, but Matt in the south is just going to be a time killer.
Yes.
Dealing with him.
And yeah, I feel like this is the one wrong approach to make here.
Oh, the man misses him. I don't think he was able to see him there. I thought he had a shot. Maybe not. And now Matt's rotated off.
Yeah, but the man can't cross the street. Like, there's nothing he can do until Matt's taken care of.
He's got to get the pick.
Left.
He's got to get Matt, but the timer keeps ticking. He kills Matt. He's in an open exchange here, and 30 seconds. He's pushing. Esco
finds him.
Finds a kill. That's the point. Ties it up, but Dark Matter get the match win off of that.
They do. They secure the win with that one right there. And what a hard-fought battle here. You know, it's still not over. We still got to play one more round here. Every round matters, but that point does secure Dark Matter for the match. So congratulations to them. Very hard-fought one there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Zucchini did some work there with 2 picks and Ramen with the 3rd, and then it was tough for that remaining duo, especially when they chose to push the south. It was tough, but they fought hard. You know, they really fought hard for those picks on that round, and nearly had it. You know, I think some more time and a little different. They just chose to go the other way. Could have been different. Who knows?
Yeah, that's the tough thing about these larger maps where there's so many different routes that you can take. You know, as a team, you're like, man, which way should we go? You know, and all my buddies died halfway across the map. You don't have good intel. You don't know who died, who traded. And, you know, a game like this with so many different options, you got to commit to one side, and you can't blame them for that. And just wasn't their time.
For sure. G-Man still have an opportunity to get a map win here, put another point on the board, and all of that helps towards your SRS, you know, and I believe G-Man did come into this match ranked lower than Dark Matter. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head. So, you know, every point does help him out here. Gaining...
I do know those numbers.
Go ahead, fire them out for us.
Yeah, so Dark Matter was laying at 6th place with 2,445 on SRS, and G-Men was in 10th place at 2,430. So there was a 15-point difference in SRS and 4 positions difference. So G-Men was lower ranked. Not going to hurt them as much, you know, if they do lose, you know. Yeah. Obviously they lost it, but like I said, every point matters to help that SRS.
For sure. Esco getting that first pick onto the jet by the refrigerator. The man gonna take up that spot next, or a little, not exactly the same spot. Brass has worked his way.
Really pushed up. That's the Brass I know.
Finds one, tucks back, gonna look for a second, not gonna get the second. He was surrounded. Will finds Zach. Wow.
4v2, 4v1.5 already. 1 minute in.
Oh, that's 3.
And the man has to do a quick rotation to come back in.
Yeah, huge picks, and that might be the map right there. The man gonna go for this res, which is dangerous, but is he gonna get it? He's looking, he's trying, he's looking for Zucchini, not gonna get the kill. And Dark Matter take the map, 5-4.
Wow. I mean, that was a minute 10 second on Bazaar. That doesn't happen very often, being that quickly.
Yeah, that was a fast round. Early picks, good pinches. They shut down that push from Brass. Wow, Dark Matter came alive after a 3-0 loss, putting up, what was it? I think 4 unanswered points. 3 unanswered? Yeah, 3 unanswered. G-Men got 1. And then Dark Matter got that final point, so final 2 points, I should say. Yep. Great map, great match from both sides. Tiny margins, but Dark Matter walk out with the win today.
And I really think you can bring it all the way down to that Mad Outdoors cap.
Yeah.
On split treat objective. I mean, that's 100%. Like you said, it was 3-0, and that cap turned it into a 3-2, where they didn't let up after that point. They just kept piling it on. Momentum took over, you know, a little life in you, just really helped. That was the turning key. Yeah,
no doubt about it. And a little luck goes their way. I mean, if I think it was Nintendo got that cap off in Subway, who knows, right? Would be at a 5-3, right. G-Men up. They go 3-0, right? And the worst case is a tie at that point. And they might have won it. You know, they got another point. Who knows? They could have been the winners here. So,
yep.
1 round this way, 1 round that way, and that's enough to make the difference. So, great match. I'm glad we tuned in for this.
Yeah, so many little things. I don't know how many times we got to say it. You know, there's just.
Yeah, absolutely. While we're here, shout out to everybody in chat. We had about 40 viewers, it seems like, on a 11 p.m. Friday night cast. So thank you all for joining us. This is a great match. I know we've got a couple more probably this weekend that will be taking place. So tune in. Follow the channel if you haven't. Give us a sub if you would like to. There are sub perks coming down the line soon, so look out for those. And as always, join our Discord, discord.gg/IVRL, to keep up with everything going on. Make a team, become a reservist, or just watch these matches and stay tuned. Whatever is your fancy. That's going to be it for me. Any last words, Lampy?
No, we just appreciate everybody, and thank you to all the people in chat who are constantly around 404 onward with the constant cheered bits. We appreciate you. Smith's 518 also following recently. Regular following recently. Cody Lillen, Random, Lambowski. I found some toast. I mean, who else is in here? I mean, appreciate you guys, Smith. Too old to game. Everybody, thank you so much. We do have another channel, IVRL 2, so you can find that on Twitch as well. Just give it a like. You know, if you're not ready quite to describe, just like it at least, and that way you're pinged and notified every time we do go live. And this weekend will be full of cast, as I have nothing to do in my life but to cast onward. So be a full fun weekend, and can't wait to see you back here. Thank you so much, Etch, and congratulations to Dark Matter.
Absolutely, and thank you to all the fine folks who make IVRL happen or are continuing to improve it. whether it's the moderators, the board, the casters, any of those folks. And happy Valentine's Day early to anybody celebrating or your loved ones. And with that, we're gonna be signing off. Thank you for watching this match of Season 1, Week 13, Dark Matter versus G-Man. We will see you next time.
God bless you.